Touya Mochizuki, a 15-year-old boy, gets killed by God unintentionally. As an apology, God permits him to be resurrected, but because he cannot return him to his original world, he instead reincarnates him into a fantasy realm, along with any particular wishes. Touya demands that he brings his smartphone into the new world. Touya learns that magic exists in this new world and that he possesses the special ability to use every kind of magic. He soon finds himself surrounded by gorgeous girls, each with their own distinct magical skills. Together they set out on a quest to unravel the secrets of this strange new world and defend it from evil forces who threaten to destroy everything they value. Episode number 1. The first episode begins with the untimely death of the main protagonist, Touya Mochizuki. Touya dies after being accidentally struck by a bolt of lightning and finds himself in an unfamiliar location. He's greeted by a divinity that apologizes for his premature death and promises him reincarnation in a magical world. Touya accepts the invitation and demands approval to bring his smartphone. After waking up in the new world, Touya quickly discovers that the smartphone he brought with him still works and has access to all of its capabilities. This includes the ability to take photos, call people, and even use GPS. Touya is excited by this discovery and proceeds to explore his new surroundings. As he wanders through the new world, Touya comes across two beautiful twins, Lindsay and Elsie, Silhoueska, whom he ends up saving from two thugs. Afterward, the trio forms a party to take on paid quests, with the Silhoueskas teaching Touya how to read the world's language and use magic. Touya gains the ability to use all types of magic, unlike most magicians who can only use 1 or 2, and some like Lindsay who can use 3. The final scene of the first episode is where Touya arrives at a cafe, where he guides the owner in finding a recipe to make some delightful ice cream. Episode number 2. As part of a guild request, Touya and the twins Elsie and Lindsay are on their way to deliver a letter to a person in the royal capital. Along the way they meet a samurai named Yae Kokono. Together they all defeat many thugs and invite her to join their group. Touya is still learning as many magic spells as he can, including null magic, which has a wide range of applications. While traveling, the company was ambushed by some lizards summoned by a dark magician with the intention of attacking a royal carriage. Touya enters the royal carriage and uses a null healing spell to prevent the death of Liam, the butler, as the girls defeat the lizards. Lady Sushi, Sue, Ernia Ortlindi, who was also in the carriage, thanks Touya for saving Liam. The group heads to the royal capital, where Sue presents Touya to her father, Duke Alfred Ortlindi. The Duke praises Touya for rescuing his daughter, but confesses that Sue's mother, Duchess Ellen Ortlindi, was blinded by an illness and demands a healing spell strong enough to cure the Duchess's blindness. Touya agrees and heals the Duchess by casting a null healing spell. Later, the Duke presents Touya with 40 platinum coins, worth approximately 40 million yen. In appreciation for saving his family, as well as for royal medals representing Touya, Yae, and the Silhoueskas. They are now under the Duke's protection. Finally, after delivering the letter, Touya and the twins invite Yae to join their group. Episode number 3. As they look around, Touya notices demi-human races such as elves and beastmen. In the royal capital, they encounter a lost fox girl named Arma, and he uses his smartphone to assist her locate her older sister, Olga. Touya and the girls go shopping, and Touya purchases a magician's coat, which protects magicians from the magic they can use but weakens them against magic they can't use. Later in a shop, Touya casts a null manufacturing spell at the quest of a woodcutter, transforming a tree stump into a shogi board, which Touya brings to the Duke and shows him how to play. The following day, Touya and the girls agree to go on a quest to destroy a Dullahan among the ruins of the old capital city. After defeating the Dullahan, Touya casts a null locating spell and discovers a magical object buried in a hidden dungeon. As they explore the dungeon, they come across the dangerous glass beast. They defeat the artificial glass beast after Touya removes the energy source from the item, which turns out to be the energy source for an artificial glass beast that can repair any harm done to it. The gang returns to the royal capital and tells the Duke what truly happened. The Duke fears that the beast is to blame for the abandonment of the old city and asks Touya to assist him in an investigation the next day. Touya discovers that the Duke's brother, the king of the royal capital, has been poisoned. Episode number 4. The Duke brings Touya to the royal palace. He discovers the king there, ill and close to passing away. No one knows how to treat it, and many people fear he can't be saved. Touya, using his magical talents, casts a null healing spell curing the king's poison. Meanwhile, Yumina falls for Touya after witnessing his actions. However, while investigating who poisoned the king, Balsa, a count working for the capital, alleges the poisoner is the city's ambassador, who subsequently turns out to be Olga and has been accused of bringing poisoned wine to the king. Touya decides to reenact the banquet at which the king was poisoned, and after asking Balsa to drink from the king's glass, determines that Balsa poisoned the wine in only the king's glass and framed Olga by claiming she sent the king poisoned bottled wine. After Yumina expresses her feelings for Touya, the king agrees to let Yumina enter into a 2-year engagement with Touya, hoping that this will give Yumina time to win his heart and Touya time to decide whether or not to marry Yumina. Touya feels uncomfortable because he believes he's too young to be married. God calls him to make fun of his condition and assures him that it's okay because it is acceptable to get married young in this world. Yumina joins the group and teaches Touya how to summon magic, during which Touya summons a powerful tiger spirit named the White Monarch, with whom he forms a pact and renames her Kohaku. Episode number 5. Touya undertakes a quest to examine a deceased magician's research on slime beasts in an abandoned castle. On their way to the abandoned castle, the girls are very upset. The girls are hesitant to go along with Touya because slimes dissolve clothing. The group comes across many slimes at the castle and learns that the magician had developed a slime that could change into statues of beautiful women. After Touya prevents the girls from being captured by the slimes, they decide to set the castle on fire in order to destroy the magician's research. After returning to town, Touya helps Yae in returning a lost girl to her mother by triggering a null search spell on his smartphone. In response, Yae asks Touya to find her older brother, who is safe at the dojo. Meantime, Touya helps and teaches Lindsay a new water bomb spell. Touya notices Elsie staring at a lovely dress in a store and urges her to try it on. Elsie refuses, claiming that it will not look good on her, but when he sees her wearing it, he decides to purchase it for her as a gift. Yumina receives a letter from the royal capital awarding Touya a knighthood in appreciation for identifying the person responsible for the king's poisoning, which Touya denies taking. Episode number 6. Following Toya's refusal of the knighthood offer, the king decides to give Touya and Yumina ownership of a large mansion instead. Touya wants Elsie, Lindsay, and Yae to live there as well. Much to their astonishment, he explains that he regards them as family. Touya, however, did not intend to wed them, rather he only stated that he views them as equals. Yumina also makes mistakes with his comments, but manages to calm the girls down, and convinces them to accept the offer and marry Touya. Later, Sue and the Duke arrive at the mansion, and the Duke requests that Touya travel to the kingdom of Mizmedi. They want to make use of Toya's gate spell to speak to the kingdom of Mizmedi. Olga, Mizmedi's ambassador, Arma, and their 2 guards join them on their journey. While they are strolling through the bazaar, Touya notices a knight named Sir Lyon has a crush on Olga and subsequently assists him in selecting a gift for Olga. On their journey, they come across a dragon attacking a village. The group receives an apology from a red dragon for not arriving in time to stop the black dragon. Kohaku commands the dragon to give the Azure monarch, who is likely the dragon monarch, better authority over the dragons. The next morning, Touya passes out and wakes up in Yumina's lap. To win the right to have Touya sleep on the girls, Yumina challenges them to a game of rock, paper, scissors and defeats them. Episode number 7. The episode begins with the villagers praising Touya for saving them from a dragon attack. As his weapon is destroyed while fighting, they give him one of the fangs harvested from the dragon as a gift. As soon as they reach Mizmedi's capital, Touya's party encounters an audience with the king. The king challenges Touya to a duel while they are in the audience. During the combat, the king unveils his own null magic, Excel, which gives him greater speed. Touya learns to use and overcome him by combining Excel with Boost. Touya ultimately wins the battle thanks to his keen intelligence. That evening, Touya meets a fairy named Lean, who has been around for more than 600 years. Lean teaches Touya how to cast the program spell, which imbues objects with predetermined magical properties. Lean, who was pleased by Touya's abilities, offers to teach him more magic after watching him perform his own program skill, but he declines. The next morning, Touya, Lindsay, and Yumina go shopping for supplies to build a pistol sword that has auto-reload and blade extending capabilities. They employ a program to make that happen. Both females request that he makes firearms for them, which he does. On their journey home, Touya notices that Lindsay and Yamina are being followed. He takes a brief diversion from Lindsay and Yamina to meet their pursuers, who are later revealed to be spies that the king hired to watch over and protect Yamina. Additionally, it was they who aided them in their covert battle with the dragon. Lean decides she's not giving up on Touya so quickly, and Touya agrees to keep it a secret from the others at their request. Later that evening, Touya creates a portal to Belfast, enabling the two kings to meet. Episode number 8. Touya and the others are enjoying their regular lives after returning from the kingdom of Mismeti. Touya uses his magic skills to create a bicycle for himself, but when Duke Alfred and the girls express interest, he ends up producing enough for everyone to ride. Later, when visiting the city to purchase some supplies, Touya comes across a little girl being thrashed for stealing. He chases the attackers away by using the pistols that he made. After learning that she has nowhere she can live and nobody to take care of, he offers her to work for him. The girl agrees to work as a maid in Touya's mansion. Upon returning to his estate, he realizes that he'd forgotten to purchase the bicycle material. As a result, Touya, Yamina, and Sue visit the Mismeti Bazaar. There, they run into Arma and Olga. Olga's out on a date, and all of them spy on Olga. Lean shows up at the mansion and requests Touya's assistance because she wants him to let her through a gate into Ye's native country of Ishen so that she can travel there. Touya, on the other hand, cannot open gates to areas he has not yet visited, so Lean teaches him another null spell that lets him access Ye's memories of Ishen and open up a portal there. Ye then returns back to her homeland with Touya and the others. Episode 9. Lean confesses that she's looking for the Neruya ruins, but has no idea where to find them. Ye believes her father knows more. Touya and the gang arrive at Ishen and travel to Ye's house. Touya believes God, quote, copied and pasted Japan into this universe. The culture perplexes Lindsay, Elsie, and Yamina. Touya immediately describes Geta shoes and palanquins, stunning Ye with his understanding. Ye notices Odio's mood is off. They learn that her father and brother are fighting in a war. Using Touya's abilities, they quickly locate both. The gang arrives on a hill, well away from the fortress. Touya uses his information on Jutaro to confirm that he is secure for the time being. Toya's first jump brings him from beyond the battlefield where he witnessed Takata warriors shambling forward despite their injuries. He soon deduces that they are zombies. Touya assists by defeating the undead Oni-masked soldiers. The group later encounters Ye's father. Touya immediately inquires as to why the Takeda clan is attacking. There are rumors that Lord Takeda Shingen has died, and the dark mage strategist Yamamoto Kansuke is using his name. Given the size of Kansuke's army of undead, Lean suspects he's employing an artifact. Kansuke's capture would calm things down. Tsubaki, a ninja, appears, revealing a letter from Kosaka Masanobu of the Elite Four under Shingen. It turns out the assumption is right. The letter requests assistance in rescuing the other 3 Elite Four members so they can defeat Kansuke. After rescuing the Takeda family, the Baba assists Touya by allowing Touya to travel to an island near the ancient ruins that Lean was looking for using Recall and Gate. Touya later reunites with Yamina, Lindsay, Elsie, Lee, and Ye at the Kokono residence. Ye says her goodbyes to her family. Touya declines Jubei's offer to return the debt he owes him for his assistance in resolving the issue. He opens a gate to a beach where the females gasp at the beauty of the water. Episode number 10. The sight of the seaside captivates everyone. Yamina, Lindsay, Elsie, and Ye enjoy themselves in the shallow water. Lindsay wishes they had brought swimwear, startling Touya with the fact that such things exist. The girls request that Touya drive them back to Belfast Mansion so they can buy bikinis in the city. Lean tells Touya that she doesn't mind if they have a good time instead of seeking the ruins. Touya extends an invitation to Cecile, Lapis, Renee, Leone, Micah, Air, and the royal family. Touya tries to dive toward the ancient ruins during this, but it is too far for him to reach without drowning. Kohaku then assists Touya in calling out Black Emperor, a snake and turtle hybrid. They become attached to Touya, who gives them the name Kokuyo, a snake, and Sango, a turtle. They assist Touya in getting to the ancient ruins, where a maid in the Garden of Babylon welcomes them right away. Episode 11. After activating the mysterious platform, Touya, Koroyu, and Sango arrive in the unknown area, only to find a little girl approaching him. As he approaches them, he notices that she's only wearing clothes from the waist up and underwear from the waist down, which completely astounds him. She introduces herself as Francesca, but prefers Seska. Seska takes him to the top floor to look out the dome. There are just clouds outside. Touya inquires about the garden's purpose, to which Seska responds that it was developed as a hobby by Professor Regina Babylon. Later, when he brings the others through a gate, the females become envious of Touya and distrustful of him after spotting Francesca. The girls all apprehensively agree when Yumina brings up the same subject that she brought up the day the group arrived at Toya's mansion, that the girls love Touya as much as she does, and that they should all become his brides. Elsewhere, Touya, Lean, and Seska are sitting in a gazebo. Lean is awestruck to have discovered a relic of an ancient civilization. However, the fact that nothing in the garden is withered suggests that magic is maintaining it in fine condition. Later, Francesca surprises the girls by kissing Touya just to collect some of his DNA from his saliva. However, in response to Francesca's actions, Lindsay finds the strength to tell Touya that she truly loves him. She then goes on to kiss him in front of everyone, which further shocks the girls. Episode number 12. Francesca's hired as a maid at the Belfast mansion. Touya rushes to bed, not only because she's strange, but also because Lindsay's confession made him nervous. Lindsay watches him walk away with sadness as Yumina watches them both with her mystic eyes. Touya thinks about Lindsay's statement of love in his room. Yumina enters and expresses her displeasure with him. Touya feels it's because Lindsay's madly in love with him, despite the fact that he's formally engaged to Yumina. Yumina, much to Toya's surprise, tells him she doesn't mind if he has numerous wives. She sees it as a confirmation of his masculinity if he has more than simply her. However, she claims that her rage arises from Francesca stealing his first kiss. Touya then proceeds to the garden to speak with Regina Babylon, the professor who created Babylon. Touya utilizes Gate to seek advice from God, unaware that his history is being replayed on God's television. God is overjoyed to see him again, however, God's knowledge of matchmaking is limited. He summons the god of love, a woman dressed in Greek garb. She claims that she does not manipulate people's emotions, but rather creates cliches to help them bond. The girls understand when Touya goes back to the mansion and tells his brides that he's not yet ready to wed them all because he doesn't believe he can make them all happy. The episode concludes with a glimpse of all 9 of Toya's wives, 4 of who are currently engaged to him, 2 who are not, and 3 who have yet to meet him. Will Touya be able to meet and marry the other 5 wives that are destined for him? How long will he stay in this new world with his smartphone, and what new adventures await him? We will find out soon enough in the next season, and until then, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.